Hello, everyone. This is a TOEFL Listening. Listen to a conversation activity. Let's dive into another common scenario you might encounter, asking for information about services on campus. In this dialogue, a student is inquiring about a gym membership. Pay close attention to the specific questions the student asks and the precise details the man provides in response. Now, let's focus on the problem and break it down. For more TOEFL practice and strategies, make sure you're subscribed to my TOEFL. Let's keep working together toward your goal.
I'm interested in getting a gym membership. Can you tell me about the student rates? Of course, for students, it's $20 a month. That gives you access to all the equipment and classes. And what are the hours? We open at 6 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. every day.
All right, let's go through the conversation line by line to see what's happening. I'm interested in getting a gym membership. Can you tell me about the student rates? The woman starts the conversation very directly. The phrase, I'm interested in, clearly states her purpose. She wants to know about a gym membership. Her specific question, can you tell me about the student rates? Tells us immediately that her main concern is the price for students. This sets the topic for the entire conversation. Of course, for students, it's $20 a month. That gives you access to all the equipment and classes. Here comes the key information. The man answers her question directly. It's $20 a month. This is a critical detail that you should definitely note down. He also adds what the membership includes: access to all the equipment and classes. This extra detail helps us understand the value of the membership, but the core answer is the price. And what are the hours? After getting the price, the woman asks a second question. What are the hours? This is a logical follow-up question. She is gathering all the necessary information before making a decision. Notice how the topic shifts from price to time. We open at 6 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. every day. The man provides another specific detail in response. He gives the opening time, 6 a.m., and the closing time, 10 p.m. It's important to link these numbers to the hours of operation, not to the cost. TOEFL questions often use numbers mentioned in the conversation to create incorrect answer choices. Excellent. We've reviewed the dialogue, so let's move on to our first question. This question asks about the main topic of the conversation. What is the woman asking about? This question is asking for the main idea or the primary purpose of the woman's inquiry. What was the first and most important thing she wanted to know? We should look at her opening sentence for the biggest clue. She starts by asking about the student rates. Let's take a closer look at option A, the location of the gym. This option is about where the gym is. Did the woman ask, where is the gym, or anything similar? No, the location was never mentioned in the conversation, so this option is incorrect. Let's move on to option B, the types of classes offered. This option focuses on the kinds of classes available. The man mentions that the membership includes classes, but the woman never asks for more details about them, like, what kind of classes do you have? Her focus was elsewhere. This makes the option incorrect. Here's option C. Let's break it down. The cost of a gym membership. This option is about the price. The woman's very first question was, can you tell me about the student rates? Rates is another word for cost or price. This matches her main purpose perfectly. This option is correct. Now, let's take a closer look at option D, the hours of the student center. This option mentions the student center. While the woman is a student, the conversation is about a gym membership, not the student center. She does ask about hours, but it's the gym's hours. This is a classic distractor that mixes up details. Therefore, this option is incorrect. The correct answer is C, because the key expressions in the text directly match this option, while the other choices either provide incomplete information or clearly contradict the passage. Great job on the first question. Now let's proceed to the second one, which asks for a very specific detail. How much does a student membership cost per month? This is a detail question focusing on a number. The key phrases are how much and cost per month. We need to find the exact price that the man stated in the conversation. Remember his direct answer to her question about student rates? Let's take a closer look at option A, $6. This option uses the number 6. We heard the number 6 in the conversation. But where? The man said, "We open at 6 a.m." This number refers to a time, not a cost. This is a common trap. This option is incorrect. Next, we'll examine option B, $10. This option uses the number 10. Similar to the previous option, the number 10 was mentioned. The man said, "Close at 10 p.m." Again, this is a time, not the price of the membership. Be careful with numbers that refer to different things. This option is incorrect. Now that we've reviewed the example, let's check option C and see if it matches. $20. This option is $20. Let's check the dialogue. The man said, "For students, it's $20 a month." This is an exact match for the information given in the conversation. This option is correct. Let's evaluate option D and see how it fits. $60. This option suggests a cost of $60. Was the number 60 mentioned at all in the dialogue? No, it wasn't. This number is not related to the conversation in any way. Therefore, this option is incorrect. The correct choice should be marked as C, because the context of the passage supports only this option. The other choices involve surface-level reading or misinterpretation.